What is going on, my fellow navigators, and welcome back to another video. My name is Pokenav, and I am here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time. Today, guys, I'm going to be going into great detail and providing you guys with the insight on how you can turn just your regular investing or collecting hobby into a successful Pokemon card investing business. I'm going to give you the step-by-step instructions on how you can accomplish this and actually turn your passion into a part-time or maybe even a full-time business. Now, the information that I'm going to be providing today obviously is not going to be a completely exhaustive list. To do so, that would require a tremendous amount of time, and to pack that much information into one video is really not feasible. And some of the topics that I'll be discussing today, I've also discussed in previous videos. So along the way, I'll go ahead and provide a link to those up in the eye so that you can reference those as well and kind of use them as a companion to this step-by-step video as well. And if you would like me to go into more detail on some of the topics or the steps that I discuss here today, be sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below, and chances are I'll go ahead and make a future video on that very aspect of starting your own business around Pokemon card investing. But before we begin, guys, you know what I'm gonna ask you guys. Please go ahead and double slap that thumbs up button as well as that subscribe button. I do appreciate all the support from you guys. We are growing every single day. All of you fellow navigators out there, appreciate all the support from you. And on top of that, guys, if you want to be notified when I drop these investing videos, as always, go ahead and thunder punch that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video that I drop on this topic. I'm getting more and more in depth in every video when it comes to investing, and just judging by the amount of views that these investing videos get, I know that you guys really enjoy these, so feel free to share them with someone else that you know is interested in this topic, and I appreciate it ahead of time, guys. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. We're going to be going through the step-by-step process that I recommend in order to turn your passion of Pokemon card investing or collecting into an actual business. And I'm going to go through these steps relatively quickly, just because I don't want the video to be too long for you guys, and I don't want it to be so extensive that I lose you guys along the way. This is really just kind of ground level, foundational level information that you guys can use to start building up to the point of converting your passion into an actual business. Now, the first step that you want to do before you ever get started, and this really holds true with any type of business venture, is that you want to get your accounting together. And what I mean by that is that you want to set up your Pokemon investing business as such. You want to set it up as a business entity. And I would recommend setting it up at least initially as an LLC, a limited liability corporation. And that's really for, a few reasons. One being, for tax purposes, you want to make sure that the income and the expenses that you have related to your business are separate from either your regular day job income or the regular expenses that you have for yourself. So you're going to want to go ahead and set up a business checking account along with that. Now, for the LLC, these are really easy to set up. Chances are, if you just go to your state's website, you'll be able to set up your LLC most of the time within 10 minutes or less. Most states make it really convenient and easy to do so. But this is going to be a good idea. That way you're separating your regular income from your business income. And when it comes to tax time, it's going to make things a lot easier on yourself. If you go out there and you talk to other business owners, this is really the number one thing that you want to do, is you want to separate that. You want to make your business as professional as possible, and you want to make sure that your taxes and your accounting are in line. So go ahead and set up your business as I recommend, an LLC, and go ahead and set up a business checking account that you can use to house all of the income that you're earning from your business, and that you can also use to pay for either future investments, expenses, anything like that. Another good bonus for doing this is that when it comes to taxes, all of the expenses that you have or things that you're paying for to maybe better your business are all tax deductible. So this is really huge when it comes to your taxes, because if you still are maintaining, let's say, your normal day job, these deductions for your Pokemon card investing business can help offset some, or if not all, of the income that you're earning from your regular form of employment. So this is a really good base to start off with, and something that I recommend before you ever get started on anything else. Set your business up as an LLC and set up that business checking account as well. Now, the second thing that you guys want to make sure that you do is you want to determine what mediums of exchange you're going to be working with and how you will get paid and pay others. So when I say mediums of exchange, it's what resources are you going to be using to both buy and sell Pokemon products. So one that you're going to be familiar with here is eBay. Now, eBay is probably the largest resource that most Pokemon investors are going to be using. And there's pros and cons to eBay. If you're going to be selling products on there, keep in mind that eBay, they take 9% up to a maximum of $50 on their selling fee. So whenever you sell something on eBay, whatever the total selling price is, they're going to take 9% of that up to $50 of whatever the total sales price is. And then on top of that, you can also use eBay as a resource for buying products as well. Great resource to use there. Another one that I really like is Mercari. Now again, Mercari, they are also going to charge a selling fee for items that you're selling on their website. Theirs is a flat 10% selling fee on whatever the total sale price is. So there's not a maximum of $50 like there is on eBay. So you want to be cognizant of that. You want to know that if you're going to be using Mercari as your medium for selling products, sometimes, especially with those higher end products, the selling fee that they're going to charge is going to take away a pretty good chunk of what you'll actually earn on those products. And again, Mercari is also a good resource for buying products as well. The other thing here is that for these websites, for eBay and for Mercari, if you're going to be selling products on there, you're going to want to make sure that you're setting up your business checking account to basically get that income that you're earning off of these websites. That's really the only way that the only resource that you're going to use to house that income that you're earning. So on eBay and Mercari, you'll set up your business checking account information so that when you do sell an item, the income from that will go right into your business checking account. Now, the other medium of exchange that you can actually use, and one that I actually prefer, is direct to consumer. And what I mean by that is that you're not necessarily going through a particular medium in order to buy or sell products. So you're really going directly to the person that's either selling you the product or the person that's buying the product from you. Now, you can still use resources to get in contact with these individuals. A good one is Facebook Marketplace. So, if you've got a Facebook page for your business, you can also go onto Facebook Marketplace. You can buy and sell products on that medium. Now, if you're going to be buying products from here, there's a few different means that you can use to pay for those, as well as means that you can use to sell products as well. So you can use things like Venmo, PayPal, or my preferred method of money transfer, which is just direct cash in person. The nice thing about just going the cash route is that when it comes to taxation, if it's under the table, obviously that's something that you don't necessarily have to claim. So cash will always be king, but that's not always going to be a good form of money transfer, or the most convenient form of money transfer, I should say. So you want to make sure that you have other means set up, Venmo, PayPal, or some other form of money transfer. You can also use things like social media. You can use like a platform like Instagram, where you can post products that you've got available for sale on your Instagram page, and then you can just have others direct message you with their asking price, or if you've got a firm asking price, then they can direct message you. And again, you want to use those money transfer methods of Venmo, PayPal, some form like that you can both use to sell as well as buy various products, so that you can really start building up your overall inventory of products. And the last one here, which is really a good option that I think you should do regardless, is that you should design or have someone else design you a website. Now, there's various other investors out there that use this method. PokeRev is one, ZNG Emporium. They all have websites where you can go and you can purchase products directly from their website. The nice thing about this is you can not only set up a store on that page, but you can also use the website for your other means of or other mediums of buying and selling products. So that's a good option as well, is to just go ahead and design or have someone design a website for you and just house your store right there. And then the next step here, and something that I don't hear a lot of other people talking about when it comes to creating a Pokemon card investing business, is that you want to know your shipping and you want to get in tight with your mail carrier. And the reason being is that as your business is growing, you're going to be both receiving and shipping a lot of product. So you want to understand what the best shipping methods will be for each type of product that you're sending and receiving. I've heard so many horror stories about, products getting lost in the mail, or people continually overpaying for products that they're shipping out, or not paying enough for high-end products that they're receiving. And then it happens, those products get lost somewhere in transition, and then you can be out hundreds if not thousands of dollars. So a key point here that I want to stress is you want to consider maybe buying the insurance that goes along with shipping and receiving products, just in case something should happen, especially when you're dealing with those high-end products. Look into possibly purchasing insurance on those. And another thing that I want to stress here is that your local postmaster is going to be your best friend. You want to make sure that you're building a relationship with them, and it will make the shipping process so much easier on yourself, because they will let you know, they'll let you know of maybe deals, or, if you're bringing a lot of products in to have shipped, they might be able to offer you guys maybe a discount on that if you're coming in consistently. And realistically, doing so, you're gonna help to keep your profit margins up. because I know a lot of people who, they don't know the best means for shipping or receiving products, and in the end, it does cost them money. And this is something that I don't see stressed very much on other YouTube channels. So it's something that I wanted to bring up here today so that you guys have this down as you're starting to build up your business and you have that knowledge beforehand. The next thing here, and really the last thing for, I would say, like a foundational level step that you want to take before you really start getting into the nitty-gritty of building your business, is you want to set aside and you want to maintain a dedicated area for all of your inventory. Now, whether this is a room or a section in your home, or maybe, especially for high-end products, maybe look into possibly getting a safe deposit box at a bank. Having so much product can be a little overwhelming, especially as your business is really starting to pick up steam. So you want to make sure, just as any business does that has a significant amount of inventory, you want to make sure that you're housing that in a way that it's easily accessible and that you can get to frequently and easily, so that when people are buying products from you, you can get to those, you can send them out quickly, and also, a safe and secure place to house products that you purchased, especially those that you plan on keeping long term. So you want to make sure that this is well established before you really start getting into, the swing of things and you really start bringing in or sending out a lot of product. Now that we've covered most of the, what I would call the foundational level steps of actually getting your business ready to really start growing, now we'll start getting into more of the operational side of the business and how you can grow from just a regular investor into an actual business venture. And the first thing that I would recommend doing is just starting out small. Keep your expectations of your business venture, small in the beginning, and then scale from there. What I would recommend doing is starting out by purchasing either binders or bulk cards that you think are gradable. And the nice thing about this is that you're not expending a whole lot of capital in the beginning, especially if you're the type of person that doesn't have a lot of capital going into this business venture. This is a great way to start, where you can put forth a relatively small amount of money. And then as you get those cards, those individual cards, go ahead and get those graded through either PSA or through Beckett. And I actually recommend, if you're going with PSA, which is typically the gold standard of Pokemon card grading, I would recommend going ahead and getting the membership through PSA. And the reason being is, if you're not getting that membership, those graded cards can get pretty expensive. I think at a base level, a graded card is about $20 per card, and that's just too much. To me, that's eating away at a huge portion of your profit margin. So what I would recommend is getting the membership. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it is on a monthly basis, but once you have that membership, then each card is about $7 or $8 per card to have graded if you're sending them in bulk, which, as you're starting to build up your business, you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to send in those cards in bulk, so that, you can get them back and you can start flipping these cards relatively quickly and start building up your capital. Another good option is modern booster boxes that are starting to see growth. So as we've seen with sets like maybe Unbroken Bonds or Team Up, these sets are still relatively inexpensive, but we are starting to see an upward trend. So now would be a good time to start investing in those. And whether you want to either keep them sealed and maybe wait, 2 months, 3 months down the line, and then try to flip them at that point, or whether you want to break them open and start grading some of those cards individually. This is another good option to start building up that capital. And that's really where starting out small, the main focus here is that in this step, you're wanting to build up capital. And you're doing so in a way that you're not putting forth a whole lot of money. Now, once you've garnered that capital, whether you've done it through flipping individual cards by purchasing binders or bulk cards, or by purchasing modern sets and waiting a few months and flipping that product, or opening up those cards or opening up those boxes and having those cards graded. Once you've accumulated enough capital, then you want to start moving into sealed products, sealed booster boxes, sealed booster packs, especially going back a little bit further towards those vintage packs. And the reason being is that these items are going to have the largest profit margin. They're obviously going to be more expensive, but the return on that investment, that profit margin that you're going to garner from these products, is going to be a lot higher. So that's when you're really going to start building more capital that you can start using for various other products, more high-end products. And then you've got more income coming in that you can allocate towards other areas of your business. Now, as you guys are going through this process of building up your capital and trying to ultimately build your business, along the way, you're going to come in contact with a lot of different individuals, both buyers and sellers. And one of the things that I want to stress here is that you want to maintain good business contacts with all of these individuals. Now, in a previous video, I did stress this topic, and it's one of the common mistakes that new investors make, is that they don't maintain a good business relationship with these contacts, because you never know when somewhere down the line that person is going to either have a really good product for you, or they may be coming back to you to purchase products. So if you're doing business right, the buyers are going to continue to come back to see what you have, and ultimately having a strong group of reputable sellers, people that you're purchasing from, will make life so much easier and your finances so much safer. So that's one thing that I want to stress right here, is go ahead and maintain those good business contacts and business relationships. Get names, get phone numbers, get email addresses, because you never know when that information is going to come back around and be invaluable to you. So make sure that you're doing that along the way. So at this point, guys, now that you've built the foundation of your business, you're starting to garner more capital, you've got a good group of business contacts, both buyers and sellers. Really, the next step in the process is you want to continue to diversify your investments and your investing strategy. Realistically, the more diverse your portfolio, the more appealing you're going to be to potential buyers, and the more sellers will want to reach out to you for products that they have. Now, again, I've discussed this in a previous video about building the ultimate Pokemon card investing portfolio. Really, you want to have a good balance of graded cards, booster packs, and booster boxes. Whether you're keeping this for yourself, for your own collection, or whether you're maintaining it as inventory for your potential buyers. You want to make sure that you've got a diversified portfolio, so that when a buyer is considering a particular product, they know that you're potentially going to have those products available. So you don't want to become so focused on one particular product or one particular area. You want to make sure that you've got a good balance of everything in your inventory, so that you become more appealing and more ubiquitous across the industry and across all markets. And one other thing that you can start doing in this step is that you can consider at this point maybe jumping into other collectibles related to Pokemon. So if you've really fine-tuned your skills when it comes to the TCG, maybe you want to start looking at things like games. Sealed games have actually seen a tremendous growth over especially the last year. Things like WADA Games are now providing a grading platform for some of the sealed video games, some of the vintage games like Red and Blue, Gold and Silver, all the way through. Those might be a good area to look into as, maybe incorporating that into your overall inventory. Another good one would be toys. I've seen tremendous growth in this area, looking back at especially a lot of the toys from the late 90s and early 2000s, things like a sealed Pokedex, which I believe was from 1999, going for big money right now. A lot of those different things, plushies, board games, things like that. A lot of those sealed games are really starting to become very valuable. And again, that might be another good option to consider incorporating. And then maybe some esoteric items, things that you don't normally see on the open market. I've seen things, as crazy as, sealed food products, cereals, Pop-Tarts, toasters, just really, kind of crazy products. But there's a market out there for these items, guys. There's a lot of people who like to collect these, who want them as part of their collection. So this might be a good point, now that you've got everything else solidified, your business is doing well, you've got sufficient capital. These might be other areas that you want to consider moving into to really diversify your business and make it more accessible to a wider market. The next thing here, guys, and this is often a step that I see many, not just in Pokemon, but many business owners out there that they overlook, is that you want to continually expand your knowledge and education in your particular industry. In this case, speaking in the world of Pokemon and Pokemon card investing specifically, you want to make sure that, one, you're reaching out to other investors and collectors. Again, this is a point that I've stressed in a previous video. You want to make sure that you're continually gaining knowledge, that you're gaining insight on your industry, and reaching out to other investors, other colleagues of yours is going to give you a better overall knowledge of how the market is trending. And along with that, you want to stay up to date with the market. You want to understand how the market is trending. How do you need to maybe change or adapt your business to the changing markets? I've also had a video on the best resources that I use to stay up to date on the Pokemon card markets. I would recommend going and checking out that video as well, because that's really invaluable. If you're not staying up to date, if you're not garnering more knowledge and more education, at some point, other investors, other Pokemon card businesses out there they're gonna find those niches. They're gonna find those areas to expand their business, and without that continual growth, unfortunately, that's where businesses fall by the wayside. So I would highly recommend, whether you're investing in a Pokemon card business or just business in general, you should always be looking to expand your education and your knowledge within your industry, because overall it's going to make you a better Pokemon card investor, a better investor in general, and ultimately just a better business owner. And coming down here to the last thing, guys, really the kind of the last step, I guess you could say, in this process of building your Pokemon card investing business is that do what you love and love what you do. The thing that I want to stress here is you have to trust the process and understand that building a business takes time. This is something that doesn't just happen overnight. Many of the people that you see online, whether it's with Pokemon cards or just business in general, a lot of the time you just see kind of the end result. You see the end success, but you don't see all of the struggles and the progress along the way. So just keep that in mind, that there's going to be difficult times. Building a business is not easy, and really just trust the process. Know that this is something that you're in for the long term. And ultimately, guys, remind yourself why you decided to begin in the first place. I think for most of you that are interested in, potentially starting a Pokemon card investing business, it's because you love Pokemon. And don't ever let that fall by the wayside. Always keep that in the forefront of your mind. It's that you love Pokemon, the nostalgia that it brings, and ultimately I think the people that are successful in this venture are the people that keep that at the forefront of their mind, that know that Pokemon is something that they love. And I think you do have to have a personal attachment to the brand, to Pokemon in general, to really be successful, because when you're buying and selling products, you do have a personal attachment to those products, and you're going to make decisions, I think, in a much better way when you keep that in mind, that this is something that you love, this is something that you enjoy, and ultimately you're going to treat it with a lot more respect. And then ultimately, to just kind of sum it all up here, have fun. Ultimately, guys, you have to have fun. If this is something that you either want to turn into a part-time or a full-time income, you've got to have fun with it along the way, and make friends along the way as well. This is one of the, the greatest aspects, I think, to, pursuing this as a business endeavor, is that I've been able to make so many good friends along the way. People that share in the same passion that I do, that, just truly enjoy Pokemon and Pokemon card investing specifically. But it's one of the most invaluable aspects to doing this is making friends, having a good time, and ultimately, just as I said, doing what you love and loving what you do. So just always keep that in the back of your mind when times get tough. If maybe things aren't panning out the way that you wanted it to, just understand why you got into it in the first place, and just keep in mind that this is something that you love, and that passion that you have for it is ultimately going to carry you forward and ultimately make you a successful Pokemon card business. So that is going to do it for today, guys. I know, like I said before, this isn't a completely exhaustive list of everything that goes into either starting a business or starting a Pokemon card investing business, but I do think that this will give you all at least a good foundation and a good template to use if, going down this road of, turning your hobby or your collection into a business. I think this will provide you guys with enough insight and motivation to go ahead and get started. And as I said before, if there's anything on this list that I didn't touch on that you guys want to hear more about, you want me to go in greater detail about, then be sure to let me know down in the comment section, and chances are I will make a future video on that. Ultimately, I leave it up to you guys to really dictate a lot of the videos that I create, because I'm creating them for you. That's one of the whole reasons that I started this channel, is to provide all of you out there with the insight that I believe is valuable in regards to Pokemon card investing. So be sure to let me know down in the comments anything else that you want me to touch on that will help you be a better Pokemon card investor. And with that being said, guys, my name is Pokenav. I am here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.